Greetings and welcome back to yet another episode of Business Chronicles here at Studio 84. Studio 84 is a podcast studio set up here in Bugolobi along Lithuli Avenue. Basically, a podcast space, recording space set up to facilitate individuals and organizations tell their stories and along their way position themselves as authorities at what they do. And today, first of all, my name is Solomon Tumwesigye. I'm one of your hosts here at Studio 84. Today, I'm privileged to host lady. Hey, I need a gentleman on this show one of these days. Award-winning customer experience trainer.
Yay.
Known this lady for many months, but this award-winning thing, actually, I learned about it yesterday.
Interesting.
So it looks like this is going to be but just like all my guests, please introduce yourself. Marybeth, let me not do you an injustice.
All right. Thank you so much. Thank you, Solomon. Yeah, I'm really happy to be at Studio 84 today. And my name is Angella Marybeth Muhumuza.
Yeah.
I am a customer experience consultant. I am very passionate about good experiences, excellent service. So I just walk this journey together with individuals, with teams, by teaching them what to do in order to give excellent service for business growth.
For business growth.
Yeah.
Listen, Marybeth, many people end up being passionate and doing what they do after a nasty experience. You've had someone say, oh, I don't drink. Oh, did you have like an accident or something?
What happened?
So, Marybeth, what's your customer experience story that got you passionate about this? Why customer experience?
Why customer experience?
Is there a horror story?
Well, I can't say not yes and no, but
Okay.
you know, in the service space, especially in our market,
Yeah.
we know that that's an area where we genuinely struggle generally.
Yeah.
And then we found ourselves expect that good value even from security guards,
Yes.
even from the top-notch hotel industries. You know, wherever we go, there's that expectation that we have. Yeah, but what led me here? I think that that undying passion has been there since for the longest time. When I was a little girl, they would ask me, "So what do you want to be when you grow up?" And I would say, "A nurse." And then I later thought about it and realized actually a nurse takes care of people.
Yeah.
Helps people to just grow into wellness and to be well.
Yeah.
So as I got to grow throughout HSC, I started to try to redefine that because, of course, the picture that I had seen of nursing in our market as well was not
not
the
where
best.
you were, what you wanted to be when you grow up.
Exactly. So what I saw with nursing is a huge injection of like someone who did ta 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 ta, and you're like, oh my god,
Mean.
mean, like yet. So I started to define that as hospitality.
Yeah.
And then I started to understand what hospitality means. And then I asked myself, so what, this is maybe 2009 in my senior six. And so I'm asking myself, what would that hospitality look like? And the one course that I knew at that time was leisure and hospitality.
Yeah.
So I did a little bit of research just before our exams, that time when you're now putting together what courses you want to do, and then also what you would be able to get on government sponsorship.
Yeah.
Yeah, so I find out there's leisure and hospitality, MOBS.
Yes.
And by the grace of God, results come back, and then your girl has gotten leisure and hospitality on government sponsorship. So then with all my excitement, I had never ever shared this with my parents, that you know what, okay, this is what I'm actually going to apply for. So I took this admission letter, and then my parents looked at it and like, leisure and hospitality, you're going to play? What is
exactly.
that?
Leisure.
Leisure.
Are you going to campus for leisure?
You're going to be chilling. What is leisure and hospitality? Yeah, so of course I end up pursuing economics, but then fast forward, I volunteer in a few places. I find myself getting my first paying job in the bank. Really, really enjoyed it. But still, I constantly had that calling. I enjoy to serve my customers. I really want to create a good impact in the service industry.
Yeah.
So I think that has always been where my drive has been, feeling like there's a very, very big gap in our service industry, and also knowing that it's possible to create a transformation altogether. Yeah.
Wow, what
Yeah.
a story. Many interesting things. The guest who was in that chair before you
Yeah.
also had their first job in the bank.
Mm-hmm.
We may need to do a roll call of which people have worked in the bank before and now are doing whatever.
Bankers.
So I also know that your leisure and hospitality dream didn't die when
Yeah.
you didn't do the course.
Oh, yeah.
Uh-huh.
Yeah.
So tell me something about that.
Okay. So through the bank, I started still looking out for opportunities to kind of like thrive in customer care, customer service, hospitality. And in my first year in the bank, I was tagged to the mainstream banking. After a year later, they moved me to the private banking suite. So I enjoyed it
Where they
in
serve
there.
tea and coffee
You
and
know,
snacks.
yeah, VIP treatment all the way.
Yeah.
But then to see that it's me that's supposed to deliver that, and
Yeah.
I really, really enjoyed it.
Enjoyed it.
But of course, in the bank, your KPI is not 100% customer service
Exactly.
only.
Yeah.
So there's other things, sales, and then your ability to, just sell other products in the bank. So I didn't enjoy that at all. So I started asking myself, what other things can I do inside the bank that can really help me to actually feel like I'm doing what I enjoy?
Yeah. Some level of fulfillment.
Uh-huh.
Mm.
So that time, the only thing about a customer service department was really the call center.
Yeah.
And I didn't find that desirable at all because I knew it's just complaint resolution, and then you're dealing with angry people the whole day.
I don't know many people who enjoy that space.
It's tough, actually. It's really tough because you'll find that most of the things that are channeled to the call center, the biggest percentage will be complaints. So you're resolving, and it's not bad to resolve, but I felt like you've barely scratched the surface with customer service in the call center alone.
Yeah.
And then I asked myself, so how many years is it going to take me to materialize the dream that I want to see? Then, of course, at that time, motherhood stepped in. This is 2019, and I realized that okay, I have a very tight schedule in the bank, but then I'm not doing exactly what I love. I've tried to find opportunities for promotions and things like that, and it always seemed really
Like a dead end.
Yeah, dead end.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I told myself, if I stay here, I'm going to find myself stuck in this position,
Yeah.
maybe in the next 5, maybe even 10 years, honestly.
Mm.
Yes. So motherhood steps in, and I realized that, okay, with this schedule, and then also seeing that I'm not enjoying what I'm doing, but then also the money as well,
It's not moneying.
it's not, the math is not mathing. The math was not mathing at that point, so I made a really tough decision to walk out of the bank.
Yeah.
So when I did, I had all
I
this.
feel like I feel like motherhood was a good scapegoat for you to
Oh
say.
yeah, yeah, to make a really tough decision. You know what? Yeah, because I think I had written out my resignation letter. I don't know for how long, and I just never got the right
courage.
moment or
Okay,
the
okay,
courage.
yes,
Yeah.
the right moment.
So I felt like now with motherhood, like I have no excuse. You know,
Yeah.
like there's a whole little human being that's going to
That needs my attention.
needs my attention. And I realized, okay, the way my schedule is, I'm out of the house by 6:30, then I come back at 9 p.m. Then I'm at work from Monday to Saturday. I'm literally not going to be in this little man's life. And the other one is at its priority.
Yeah.
Yes, so I start to now put when I went through maternity leave, I decided not to go back altogether. Yeah, so I put in my resignation, shared with my line manager, made like a personal visit to her just to go over things, and she told me, "Oh God," I went to visit her and I was with the baby that time. And she told me, "Oh God, he's so cute, but I don't know if you're going to be able to walk away from this every single day because there's something motherhood does to you, and you feel like you just want to be there. You want to just be a part of every fast. You don't want to miss anything. So now walking into a place where there's no structure yet, nothing is assured, And she said, Angela, I don't know if you're going to be able to, okay, yes, I love your dream, but I pray for you that you're able to just chase the thing that you want. Yeah, because also motherhood alone can suck you in, and then you constantly want to be present, and you
Yes.
might forget about
Your career.
your career.
Whatever.
Yeah. Yeah, but so I'm trying to go a little fast forward. The pandemic, COVID hits. So now that's 2020,
Yeah.
and now he was 1 year old. And I started thinking, okay, now this man is 1 year old. So things need to start moving. We left the bank, so what is happening? And honestly, at that point, I had never put anything together, conceptualized systems or what exactly my journey should look like. Yeah, so but then I started thinking, I said, okay, if I really want to impact people, that means that there's a very big gap where there's a group of people that don't know what to do. So that means that what I can do is teach or coach people or train people on what they can do inside customer service that helps them to thrive as a business. Yeah, so that was idea number one. I'm like, okay, yeah. So I start reading, doing some free courses online, and then putting together like manuals. What will the customer's journey look like? I didn't even know the full word. Like I'm creating my customer's journey. Yeah,
Yes.
I was just like putting ideas together
Together.
and telling myself, okay, this has to make sense to someone at some point. So then the first time we got like some little release from the lockdown, there was curfew, and then a few people could move a little bit. I started to offer free services to some of my friends that I knew were already had been business owners for so long, and I'll reach out and say, you know what, this is what I want to do. I can train your team. I can teach them, how to give an excellent experience to your customers so that they keep coming back. So if your customers keep coming back, that means that your revenue is growing. But if they are enjoying your service, they're going to bring along maybe 5 people, maybe 3 people, 2 people,
Yeah.
blah blah blah. Yes, so some of my good friends gave me an opportunity to train their teams, to coach, honestly, to train, and I don't know. I want special appreciation to them because I mean,
They know themselves.
if you know, you know.
If you know, you know.
Yeah, because I mean, how you say yes to this girl who maybe, okay, has zero experience at that point
Yeah.
and just passion.
Trust them with your team. She
Yeah.
comes carrying,
Yes.
almost nothing but passion.
Carrying nothing but passion. Like, I promise you, like, you'll see. Yeah, but I thank God that we started to get like really good feedback. And then also, as the feedback came in, I would learn what are some of the things I can tweak a little bit to make it more relatable, to make it also, if someone was paying, what are some of the things they can say really brought value for money to them? Yeah. So, my first ever client, I'm sure you know that. Interesting story. Yeah, but I eventually got my first paying client,
Wow.
and it was a relatively big hospital in the city,
Yeah.
and they had a staff size of about 30 people that we needed to train. Yeah.
That's my kind of first client. What a blessing.
Yeah, 30 staff
Staff.
that, yeah, they had planned to train. Although being a medical services provider, I needed to break down the sessions in ways that can fit into their schedule.
Yeah.
'Cause-
There are shifts and
yeah, there are shifts and all of that, yeah. So this was planned over 4 days, but then the last day was a weekend, and I still showed up, and I charged this client. I don't know if I should say.
I can bet it was very little money.
It's quite embarrassing to say, but this was
Don't say, because your
Yeah.
next customer may want you to charge them
Might-
basing on that
might
figure.
honestly, yeah, they'll be like, you know what, but if you were able to do that for those
Exactly.
guys,
So can you for
you
me.
better
And
or
no.
else. Yeah, but it was quite quite a, I don't know, small amount. But in that moment, I wasn't thinking about the money, honestly, and it was almost really emotional. And I was thinking, how can this big, I don't know, okay, big organization trust me at this point
Yes.
to even deliver something like this? So I had to pitch to their COO, and I remember it was I pitched maybe 3 or 4 times, and sometimes I ask myself, what was I saying? I hadn't even practiced any kind of pitch or like sales language, but then I just knew what is it that someone can do, especially as a healthcare provider.
Yeah.
When people come in, what are some of the things they can do to just provide a memorable experience to someone?
Yeah.
Because now we're looking at wellness, we're looking at someone's mental and physical wellness. So if God has put you in a place like that, and then you walk in and the nurse is mean and the receptionist is really, really mean, some people's sicknesses start 90, 80 to 90% sickness or lack of full wholesome wellness will start in the mind.
Yeah.
Yeah, so I think I was just trying to put that across.
It gets better or worse
Yes.
depending on
how
what kind of treatment they are getting. Yes.
And the kind of experience around there. So even during the pandemic, there are people, there are stats that say that the people that recovered faster were those who are getting home care. That I am in the same house with my dad, but then I know I'm battling this whole deadly and scary disease. And then the people that were in the hospitals and they were not as ill, but then we ended up losing them because of the things they were seeing, the trauma. Yeah. So I think vaguely, I think those are some of the things I was trying to put across.
Yeah.
And yeah, this CEO
How did they
gave me
receive
the
it?
job. In the start, this person really came off as someone that's really, I don't want to say tough, but they wanted to know every little detail.
Yes.
What are you going to do? How are you going to do it?
Yes.
What is the journey going to look like for me and my team? So in there, I would also understand what their schedules are. So I would give like some recommendations. So that means I cannot plan a full day, maybe 3 days training, expecting to have everyone in one room. But what I can do is we can break it down and have maybe particular departments train together, especially those that have like relatable like work that goes hand in hand.
Yes.
Yeah, so we were just reasoning together, and there was no experience before that. So it was just me reasoning with him, understanding him. And I think also that's a very important thing that helps us when we're trying to create excellent experiences, is when you understand what exactly, at the bottom line, what exactly does my client want. So when you understand that, then you're able to give like that personalized experience. Yeah, otherwise I would have said, you know what, training is 1 day and that's it.
Yeah.
But then there's a night shift, there's a day shift, and then a weekend shift. Yeah, and then maybe interns, because at that time, even the interns are full brand representatives.
Yes.
Of the brand.
It doesn't matter. I
Yeah, it
don't care
doesn't
whether it's
matter.
an intern or full-time staff.
Exactly.
The delivery has to be consistent.
Yeah.
I feel like in the service industry, many times we get lost in what we know we want to deliver or what we consider important to deliver, and what the clients or customers' expectations are.
That's right.
I always tell my clients that when we go to your event to deliver a service, we are looking at contributing to you achieving the grand plan, the grand result, the big result you want to achieve. As opposed to just pointing the camera, shooting and giving you a video. So we also think through who are the kind of people you want to consume this video, and then we work along those lines. Marybeth, I have to take you back a little bit. You mentioned something about working in the call center, and it reminded me. I have a friend, the other person I knew before you, who does customer experience training. Very passionate, but her background is in the call center for a long time. For lack of a lighter way of putting it, I feel like there's a bit of trauma in the call center that makes you guys walk out and be like, this has to change.
Honestly, it is so real, and I can only fully agree, because recently I had a 2-day engagement with a team of call center agents from a regulating body. And while I was asking them, so what are your expectations from this training? And of course, it came off like a someone. It came off really like a joke. And this person says our mental health is also at stake. Yeah. So
Call center staff mental health matters.
yeah, 100%. You know, because constantly they're absorbing, they're taking in. So they are the first point of contact for many
Frustration.
Yes. So when we're talking about resolution, let's say, okay, maybe we might want to start from the call center. If we're looking for customer feedback, we're definitely going to start from the call center. Because that's when I pick up the phone, I might Google and say, okay, I really want to call these guys and give it to them straight and tell them what my experience was.
Exactly.
So the other
Yeah.
person on the line has no idea what's coming. But then that happens day in, day out, every single day. And then I realized that while this person was sharing as well, I started to realize that inside the call center, they're also helping people who are addicted to not drugs, addicted gamers, okay? For example, people who are betting constantly and then they're just addicted. It has become an addiction because that habit alone leads you into addiction, yeah. So I realized that, wow, this is a lot and it's going to the call center. Yeah. So you're right. Call center mental health
It's
really
no
matters.
joke.
It's no joke.
I just realized I don't think the people in the call center are paid enough to take all that heat.
Yeah, just imagine with the telcos.
Yeah.
How many times? Okay, now there's been a lot. So many things have been streamlined, which is really good. And then there's a lot of self-help, like self-service centers, for example, websites, or QR codes to scan, or like USSD options.
Even when you call the call center, before you choose the option of
agent.
speaking to an agent, there
Yeah.
are many other options that could do self-service.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. So you'll find that, but before that, we used to, oh my God, I'm trying to put my credit and it's not loading, for whatever reason. Hello, what is your problem? Can you just then I remember when there were particular memes about is it Gonya? Okay, like the crocodile. My data. I put this and bundle and
for some network we shall not mention.
We will Oh yes. So I realized that yes, okay, we've tried decision makers now have tried to be smart around the resolutions that are channeled to the call center, but it's still quite a lot. Many of us don't even listen to those prompts that are coming through. Where
you just went to speak to someone.
Let me talk to someone. You need to
someone needs to
you need to hear it.
Marybeth, can I ask you?
Yeah.
Okay, my initial question: what your worst call center experience was,
okay.
Or what your most pleasant was, or both?
My most pleasant. I think I remember the worst one.
Don't we always?
Yeah. And honestly, that goes to show the fact that we will most times remember the worst one.
Yeah.
That's exactly how our client is. That we can do so many things right. Even in a normal relationship, like you will do so many things right.
Friendship, marriage, whatever it is, yes.
Yeah, we'll constantly try to do our best. And then the one time something goes out of control, somehow we're going to forget. I think it's human, yeah. And then we need to teach ourselves to carry more gratitude. Yeah, because behind that one mistake, so many times there's so many good things that have happened. But anyway, so what I remember is the negative experience. So it was not exactly call center, but a face-to-face interaction with one of my customers. Really influential client at that time. And it was one of those days that had been busy. So many bulk transactions, like everything.
That's in the bank.
Yeah, that's in the bank. And at that time, our branch, the priority banking was like a one-stop center. So you're expected to do every transaction, whether it's a TT, EFT, you've been taught how to do it, how to process that. So it's part of the convenience that a priority banker is entitled
Is
to.
enjoying,
Yeah, is
yes.
enjoying.
Yeah.
Yeah. So it had been one of those days, busy, 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 back to back, and I think I was really exhausted. You know, when you've started looking at numbers and
Yeah.
every number looks like the other.
Yeah.
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 So I made an error with the last three digits on the check because I was trying to write okay, like do everything for my clients so they don't have to, so they can just sit and be comfortable
And just sign at the
and
bottom
just
line.
yeah.
Yes.
So good
Like it's supposed
intentions.
to be in
It,
priority banking.
thank you. So ideally, on a normal day in mainstream, you may not be allowed to write out,
Fill in a form
yeah, for
for
the
a
client on
yes.
their instrument. But then here we do it, and then of course you're putting your attention to detail. You're on your A game. Yes. So
They can only enjoy one thing at a time. They can't enjoy the coffee and
yeah,
snacks and fill in the
I'm
form at the
feeling
same time.
well. At least your hands will be free to enjoy your cup of coffee, watch some news. Yeah,
I'm
but
enjoying
it
this
was
story.
it was for good intentions, honestly, and I really, really enjoyed it. I didn't mind
Yeah.
doing that for my clients because I felt like they deserve it. I mean, but also they've paid for it, and I mean, if I'm happy here, then I might as well do it happily. Yeah. So, but I was really tired. It was a long afternoon, one of those days that are just not ending. And so I made an error, and I think the last three digits of this amount, okay, maybe it's just to give you good perspective, maybe 800,463 shillings. Yeah. So it's easy when it's all zeros, but then there's 463. So while you're writing, your mind is tired, and then the three comes before the four, so automatically that's a different amount
Yeah.
altogether. But then the nature of the transaction, there was no cash involved. But I think my client at that time was also going through a very tough day, I guess. Yeah, I just told myself, you know what, Angela, I don't think this is all about you.
No.
Yeah. And that's what I tell people, that every time our clients are not happy when they are when they are venting, when they're expressing themselves, sometimes you need to just tell yourself it's not about you.
Extend some
Sometimes,
grace
yeah,
to them and to yourself.
yeah, because you need to show up for the next client and still be able to serve them. So sometimes it's just a system, and it's a system, and it's not you. But this time, I think it was me because it was my handwriting. Anyway, yeah,
The
so
fire you
I was
got.
taking, yeah, full responsibility. So of course now it's a different amount altogether. So this person says, you're trying to steal my money. Well, what is going on? Oh my God. So in that moment, I'm like, wow, people can hear you. Can you? And I can't. So that's what's going through my mind mentally. And I'm thinking, oh my God, everybody else that's seated in the banking hall, because yes, there were leather seats. You can just sit and while you wait to move to the counter. So now I'm thinking, oh my God, the whole world is hearing. There's no way Angela wanted to steal anything. But then he went on and on and on and on. So at some point I froze, and I was using all my energy not to cry. Yeah, it was that bad. So my colleague came, and then she started trying. So I think that the thing that pushed me like to my
Almost to
extreme.
the edge, yes.
So this person says, I need you to print for me a statement of 3 years. So what you are trying to say is that I need to check and be sure, because I think
You guys have been cheating me
yeah,
this whole
this
time.
must be your thing. Like you've been
Like you
doing
always
this.
do this.
And now today,
I finally
what do
caught
they
you.
say? Cat has 9 lives.
This is your 10th life.
So I was like, oh my God. So I start to explain, you know what, it's really costly. And I don't think, okay, after apologizing, acknowledging and stuff. So now I'm trying to say it's actually really expensive to print
Print
a
out
statement
for
of
all these
3
years.
years.
Yes.
Yeah, and in my head, I wanted to add for just this small thing.
Oh, you should. I hope you did.
I did not. I'm just saying, I was thinking all of that, and I'm wondering, I'm just thinking, I think you have blown this out of proportion. But I could never say that. Yeah. So my colleague comes in to help, and then she kind of intervenes, and then she had served there longer. So of course there's a better rapport, and then maybe even the trust is a little more.
Higher for the longer
Yeah, a
circuit
little
stuff.
higher.
Yeah.
So I got to appreciate all of that, and I didn't take offense. And later she kind of helped to like
Calm down.
yeah, to calm down, de-escalate the situation. But I felt I didn't feel good at all. It was, I'm still talking about it in 2025.
I know. Listen, Marybeth, you actually raise an important point where
Yeah.
I think this is one of those where our viewer, we
Yeah.
are definitely out of our time, but
Yeah.
this is what they call a katalekeka.
Yeah.
Now, in that situation,
Yeah.
you really handled it fairly well.
Yeah.
You were young in experience and in
Yeah.
age, of course.
Yeah.
Where the client is going through things themselves, even you're having a long day and you
Yeah.
make a genuine mistake,
Yeah.
I'm glad from that point you didn't add this small mistake, because that could have
It could have spiraled. It could have just brought the whole bank fire, everything down. Yeah. So
how do you recommend, someone in your position then
Yeah.
many years ago to
Yeah.
deal with this situation?
Yeah.
Because he's lucky,
yeah.
or you're lucky that you were also cool-headed and you're
Yeah.
trying to de-escalate the situation. But if you
Yeah.
find a hot-headed stuff,
Yeah.
he'll also give it to you,
Yeah.
and the
That's
institution
true.
comes down.
That's true. So I usually tell many times in that situation we'll find ourselves our emotions definitely will be raging. But then one thing we need to understand is that every time we react on the impulse of our emotions, chances are high it's going to get us in a place where, oh my God, how did I get here? I shouldn't.
Yeah.
And then you don't want to be that person on the other end where now you're realizing that I actually shouldn't have. And then maybe there's a whole email that you typed out when you're red hot angry, or a WhatsApp message. So I really encourage people, it's very important for us to just to try and anchor our own emotions. If you're lucky and you are in a position where maybe it's on the phone, maybe in another call center, where you can politely ask to be excused so that you take a breather, maybe have your lunch break in that moment, and then just bring your mind back in the right alignment. At the end of the day, chances are we have the biggest thing to lose. If I am the decision maker or the business owner, the reputation, my brand reputation is very, very important to me. But then also I'm trying to let my team know that, you know what, we may not have the liberty to constantly react and be led by our emotions. And then many times the reason it's not about you. That's what we need to understand. It's the system, okay?
Yeah.
It is yes, sometimes it might be a genuine mistake, but you might want to give yourself some grace, especially when it's coming from someone where the intentions were really, really right. But then again, it's important we cannot constantly tell ourselves, oh, we're human beings, we make mistakes, like, can you just give me a break?
No.
Yeah, teach yourself to just exercise that muscle of attention to detail, because there are the people that we look at and we call and we say that, you know what, that person is very analytical, they are very critical of everything. It's a muscle that they have exercised. So depending on the role or the post that you are in, what are some of the skills that help you to be effective in that role? For you, is it attention to detail? Is it maybe constantly, is it emotional intelligence? Because sometimes when you look around and observe something in your client, then you might take the lead and then avoid a whole scenario where now you're just reacting to what the client also maybe did or said. So it gives you an opportunity to take charge, take the lead, and then you might be able to hold or arrest the situation before it gets really, really bad. Yeah. So many times the challenge comes in that we're also maybe really distracted, or we're physically present, but we're not mentally present. So there are all these things happening around us, but somehow we're not like present. Okay. Yeah, but when you're actively listening, when you're fully present mentally and physically, you might pick up some of those cues that will show, you know what, I see a gap here, and if we don't curb it in time, it might cost us this and this. our client may have to go through a scenario where they have a bad experience. Yeah, so it's good to be proactive. It's good to exercise emotional intelligence. It's good to be empathetic. While you're showing empathy to the customer, you have no idea, you're building rapport with them. So the way a client is going to react to someone they have a good rapport with, it's helpful because it's already you've built a good relationship. You've proven yourself that you are trustworthy as an individual, but also as a brand.
Yeah.
So the client doesn't come off like they don't know who exactly they're dealing with, because you've been tried and tested.
Yes.
Yeah. So as we fulfill our promises on a day-to-day basis, we're also building that confidence with our customers. So on the day when things are out of
Don't
our
go right.
control,
Yes.
even the client may be like, you know what, actually, it's been 5 years and this is the first time this is happening.
They won't ask for a 3-year
A
statement.
3-year statement, yeah. You remember the incident with the rat?
Yes,
Yeah,
yes, yes,
in
at
one of the
Sitges.
caves, yeah. So I was among the people that were saying, no, 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 that
Not
cannot be
possible.
true. I was drinking a milkshake the very next day because I'm like, that is not possible. Like, how?
If it's vermin,
You-
vermin we shall drink. But then I also like that after that they started
Yeah.
sealing
Yeah.
their takeaway cups,
Yeah.
which I thought was
really good.
yes, a
Yes.
step in the other direction of
Yes.
guys. Okay, if just for
Yes.
to eliminate any
Yeah,
doubts.
any doubt, yes.
How long after that incident did
Mhm.
you fill in a form for a premium client? Did you ever?
No, I didn't.
Once bitten, twice
Twice
shy.
shy. Yeah, but
Mary
then,
Beth,
yeah.
I realize we've overshot our time before you
Yeah.
talk about service focus
Yeah.
in its entirety, so to say.
Okay, yeah.
What's service focus about? What do you do at your company?
Okay, so Service Focus now is a brand that I started in the pandemic year, like I shared, 2020, fully registered. So we are a customer care based business,
Yeah.
and we help through coaching and training. We help businesses to thrive by leveraging on excellent customer experiences. So we walk that journey with individuals, with teams, just to show them what is it that you can do better to grow your revenue, but from your customer experience.
Yeah.
Then we also provide executive ushering services for corporate events and social events as well. That's also a story for another day.
It's also where customer experience starts from.
It does,
I
yeah.
know.
Yeah. So whether it's social, whether it's corporate, realize that I grew up in a family as a girl only among boys, and the holidays started to be quite daunting, because for me, what it meant is housework, being on my toes, making sure the aunties are okay, the uncles are okay. But then deep down, I really wanted to just enjoy whatever we were celebrating.
Yeah.
So I realized that I can help people just enjoy celebrating peace. And then you have this team of trusted people that are professional that can come in and provide solutions for you from beginning to end with an excellent guest welfare. Yeah, so yeah, that's the journey.
Talk about trauma leading people in direction.
You know, we learn.
Thank you so much, Mary
Thank
Beth,
you.
Angella Muhumuza. It was so good to have you on Business Chronicles.
Thank you.
I know I'll definitely have you back here to
Yeah.
talk about your executive ushering services sometime.
Yes, please.
Our viewers and listeners, I'll drop the service focus details in the description or maybe down here. Reach out to Angella and her team and see, for questions or further engagement.
Yeah.
Until the next episode of, before I close, is there anything else you think you want to add or a call to action for your viewers and listeners?
Maybe one call to action, something that I can share to pull from what you had mentioned earlier.
Yeah.
That many times as the business owners or as the people who are the provider of a service or product, we constantly, these things come so easily off head for us. So things are channeled a particular way so many times. But then we realize that the client also has different expectations altogether. Yes, so I think my one call to action is to just always make sure you understand the need of the client. While they're communicating, you listen out and pick out those key words, yeah? So yes, you might be providing videography, but then there's something in there to which the client actually ties their satisfaction, because satisfaction is relative. So I might show up and be like, yeah, they said video, and here's the video. But then maybe the client wanted like maybe with audio visuals, with like a particular background, name it.
Yes.
Yeah, so it just helps you to come off as excellent and someone who was really enthusiastic and genuinely wanting to serve the client, so that it makes the client really feel so good.
And special, yes.
Yeah, and special. Yeah, so it's more personalized, and it's not like you're giving the generic. Yeah, because we see
delivery,
yes,
one size fits all.
everyone is giving the basic. I mean, anyone who wants to copy your business idea can copy it in a flash, go to YouTube, get videos, chat GPT. So that is one thing that's going to set you apart, that your client can feel that you went an extra mile to create something that's more personalized for them. So it's enjoyable, it's value for money, it feels good altogether. Yeah.
That reminds me, there's a wedding we covered many years ago, maybe 10 years ago.
Yeah.
And this client, very big celebrity in this town.
Yeah.
It was like the biggest wedding this town had ever seen.
Yeah.
He clearly told us, said, I want everyone at the wedding reception to be dressed in the theme colors, which is black and white and formally dressed. Said, especially you camera people, black suits, black and white. Should have seen my crew looking for suits that weekend.
Oh, yeah.
And we all showed up in black and white, nicely dressed up.
Yeah.
I picked that because now to this client, your appearance at his event is very important.
Yeah.
Forget what magical video you're going to pull off, but how you appear in front of my guests is very key. Yeah,
that's right.
I very important.
Yeah.
Our viewers and listeners, Angella Marybeth Muhumuza on Business Chronicles. My name is Solomon Tumwesigye. I'll catch you on the next episode of Business Chronicles.
Thank
Take
you.
care.